Are you the master of pranks?
No, I'm actually his brother. The
Oh,
I'm the master of water pranks, actually.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for episode 11 of RSL. I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I know I am. Rylan, it is wonderful to have you back on the podcast. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. Thank you for having me back. Last one was so much fun. I'm so glad I can do another one with you.
I heard you didn't watch the last one out of sheer embarrassment.
I did not. I was really embarrassed about it. Maybe I'll come around, watch the other one. Maybe I'll watch this one. I don't know. We'll have to see how this one turns out.
Maybe you have to step outside your comfort zone just a little. Just a
Maybe I
little.
do. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a
It's
shot.
not like I watch my videos either.
Yeah. I mean, I'll try. I'll get
Besides
like
during
50 minutes
editing,
in. Let's find out.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'd argue that might be worse, but I mean,
Yeah,
it's all right.
yeah. Because you get to see all the really bad unedited bits.
Yeah. It's all right. It's all right.
Anyways, let's get right into it. The first segment is addressing the obvious elephant in the room. I've got merch now. Merchandise. We all love it. We all want to buy it. We all want to support our favorite brands or our favorite creators. I know Rylan was just as excited as me for releasing this stuff as I was designing it because I fully designed this stuff myself. I created a new word mark to go along with it. Obviously, I have a t-shirt that still has the original RSL logo, the one that you just saw in the previous scene, and as the main logo, the primary logo that we know about. And since the store is just now launching, as you guys are watching this video, it'll be an Instagram post, everything. You can use code RSL Store Launch for 10% off your first order. I repeat, use code RSL Store Launch. You are literally saving yourself from giving me more money than usual. I know that sounds weird, but I want to make this the best store launch I've ever had because I've done one before. Nobody ever bought my products. Mostly because I never advertised it.
Yeah,
And it's also
I know
because nobody
advertisers
watched my
gonna go
Twitch
in.
streams when I was like 12.
Hey, I know you're gonna put in the work with this advertisement. I know you're at least gonna have me buying some. I know that much. I'm definitely looking into that T-shirt you have. I might look into
It's clean.
some
It's
other
clean.
items. It is. It looks very nice.
We
I like
have
it.
2 t-shirts currently. Editor put up some photos, obviously the clothing products. I will put up a little bit of a slide of the website and all that sort of stuff. And we've got 2 t-shirts, a hoodie, and a trucker hat, actually. I personally love caps. I wore them when I was younger. Editor, you can obviously put some pictures of me with a baseball cap on. You don't have to if you don't want to. I'll just cut this segment out. But my point being is that I wanted to obviously have clothing that I would personally wear and I know that other people would wear. So that's why I especially designed only unisex products. That way it would fit on everybody. It wouldn't look ridiculous on one or the other gender. And I made sure that it was just clothing articles that people mostly buy the majority of the time. And Rylan, you obviously expressed wanting to buy some. I know you have a little bit of a financial situation right now. You know, you're trying to save money and all that sort of stuff. You said you'd buy it at a later date. I completely understand that.
Yeah.
But I know that you're just as excited as I am with this.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait to see how it feels. I definitely want to buy one just to have one. It's gonna be nice to definitely wear a shirt, be able to rep my good friend who's hosting this podcast. Obviously, definitely need to rep it and it definitely helps with some promotion as well. So
And I'm not saying that it won't happen, but me and you, we might actually have an IRL podcast later this summer, depending on if our
right.
schedules are lined up correctly. And I might be able to deliver you a clothing article.
Oh, okay. We got a delivery man here, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
buy an Amazon. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start repping the Amazon brand, and I'm gonna show up in a delivery outfit.
Here comes the FedEx truck.
I'm gonna
Here it
show up in the ripped
comes.
jeans. I'm gonna have the
Oh
Amazon
yeah.
vest on, the cap, and I'm gonna be like, package for Rylan.
You got me. Well, I mean, that's me.
Yeah. Editor, censor that because I really. Hey, so unfortunately, I have to take this part out because Rylan had to go do something. More on that later. So let's get into the sponsor bit. All right, welcome to the sponsor bit. I swear to God, this only took us like 3 times just to start recording in general. For our sponsored segment, our sponsor today is W. W Energy is essentially an energy drink, kind of like G Fuel and Gamer Subs. And this is my first sponsor, not ours. Your guest. I essentially had to buy a care package. However, what's good about this is that they sent me a chef's choice. I don't know why they say chef when it's probably just a package. Guy. A guy who just packages shit in
I don't know.
warehouse.
Hey. They can be a chef. You never know. All right.
I don't believe.
Maybe
that.
they are.
Maybe you don't believe that.
I don't believe it, but maybe they are. You can't just shoot it down immediately. This is your sponsor you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I have no idea what kind of flavor I got. It's called Dragon Egg.
Oh, okay.
Dragon Egg. Now
Sounds
let's give
good.
it a little bit of a shake. I know what you're thinking.
I wasn't gonna say anything until you said that. This is the guy running the podcast, by the way. This guy's supposed to be professional.
Shut your goddamn mouth. All right, so here's a little taste test. It tastes like pink lemonade.
Really?
Yeah.
So it smells like cotton candy
I guess
and
it has
fruit
more
punch.
Like a tropical blend with the pink lemonade.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it smells like cotton candy fruit punch, and then you get pink lemonade in there. Oh, interesting.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
I like it.
Good. That's good. The chef made a good choice.
Stop saying chef. Just stop saying chef. It's just called that. I doubt an actual chef made it.
Hey,
Also,
the chef made his choice, all right?
like I said, guys, use code RSL for 10% off your first order with Dubby, and hope you guys enjoy the rest of this video. Okay, we're back. Recording started around 10:35, and believe it or not, we were only about 5 minutes in. And now it's 11:50. It is almost midnight.
Yeah.
And what did you know? Ryan had to fucking sign forms for fucking I have to do.
I had something I had to do, okay? It's all right. Well, I was gonna say, like, honestly, just say like I had to do something because like I just had to do
something.
Well, I don't know how public you can be about so I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know.
You have to do it regardless. I'm not saying,
Yeah.
oh, you gotta go to this time.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if like you're supposed to be like public about it or whatever. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Yeah, I'll say. Worst comes to worst.
Do a lot of editing just for your sorry ass.
I had to do a bunch of paper stuff. So I'm so
I had to
sorry.
do a bunch of work that I'm not proud of.
Yeah, basically.
I signed a deal. Editor also censored that one out.
No, that's not true.
You are partnered with going with.
No, I'm not. I am not. That would never happen. Never.
Chatting, in case you weren't aware, the W energy is really kicking in, and I swear to God, I better be able to fucking knock out this editing by the time we're done recording this episode, or so help me God, I'm gonna flip a chair.
Hey, at least that's why you're sponsored by them. It's the energy to help you edit.
Use code RSL for 10% off at checkout. It's amazing. I'm really feeling it. It doesn't say how many calories it is.
Oh.
That's great.
That's fine.
So I have no idea how many calories I just ingested.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Anyways, let's get the show back on the road. We were talking about merchandise. I believe we really rounded it off pretty well. So let's get into, the actual first sports segment of the podcast.
Let's do it.
New York's gonna fucking blow up.
Yeah, New York is definitely in a bit of a predicament right now. I mean, what they're up 3-1 right now in the finals, and they just had their crazy comeback down by 30, came back, biggest comeback in NBA Finals history,
Score
and
wise, at least, not record wise.
score wise, not record wise, yes. And would you know, all the videos that keep popping up it feels like every day there's new videos in New York about
Spider-Man
things
was
going on.
hanging from a street light with a Knicks jersey on and a Yankees cap.
It's an
There
interesting time we
was
live in.
multiple videos where bombs were going off.
Yeah, I was a lot of there was one I saw right before this.
How many?
Um,
Can
the
you
fireworks
go on your
one.
phone? No, no, you're already on your phone. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
on my phone and count how many videos I've already sent you just based off of like
Yes.
the Knicks.
Yes.
Two, but one of them was after the win. Knicks fans raided a Five Guys and started throwing like furniture and just like basic amenities
Jeez.
into the fucking kitchen portions or parts of the restaurant. And I kid you not, I believe that Carmelo Anthony was there. I don't know if you know who Carmelo Anthony is, but he is a pretty popular New York Knicks player, Denver Nuggets player, and the dude was literally giving out selfies while he was in his car trying to maneuver through hundreds of thousands of people in the streets of New York just to get back to his crib.
Wow. Wow.
And the best part about this whole situation is the fact that win or lose the entire series, the entire finals, the whole fucking city is still gonna blow up. Why? It's New York and keep in mind they could potentially win their first NBA finals since the 70s. They've been to the finals in the 90s and stuff, but in recent memory they've been horrible. Horrible. Or at least in the 2010s. They gained, a reputation after the 2010s when they got rid of Porzingis, even though he was a very, very well-renowned part of their roster that they should have built around. Unfortunately, he got traded to the Mavs, and then he got traded to the Wizards. He got thrown around to, I believe, the Celtics then, and then he went to the Hawks in a deal, and then got traded to the Warriors mid-season. And he's always been injury prone. Unfortunately, I've seen it myself because I watched him play on the Celtics, and he's good when he's healthy. It's just he's not very healthy.
Yeah.
So they decided to build the whole roster around Jalen Brunson. They added Karl Anthony Towns. They shipped off R.J. Barrett in a deal to the Toronto Raptors for OG Anunoby. They also they also traded R.J. Barrett along with I believe Emmanuel Quickly, and I believe a few first round or maybe one first round pick, and it was a very useless first round pick. So I guess it didn't really matter. But my point being is that New York has built their entire roster from the ground up. Now, the Spurs, on the other hand, very young
Yes.
roster. We've got Wembanyama, we've got Stephon Castle, we've got Dylan Harper, we've got Devin Vassell, and I think this like genuinely this could be the second Spurs dynasty, the second coming of the second Spurs dynasty. I want to hear your thoughts on like this is like the first NBA Finals where people weren't bitching but there was like such a funny little bit behind the whole thing.
Yeah. I mean, well, the whole
I know you
Knicks
don't
thing
watch
is,
the NBA as
yeah,
much.
yeah. The whole Knicks thing is so funny because, like, I'll be honest, I haven't gotten like I didn't get any videos like honestly before you sent them to me, and then now I'm
It's
telling you, I
your
just
whole reels feed is just fucked.
it's just a bunch of videos. It's all Knicks. It's all Knicks.
I'm
There's this
so
Spurs fan
sorry.
in New York that was on there on my thing. Like, man, they're New York, man. They definitely have some passion for their team. I could say that much. Definitely. It's been a while. They haven't won since the '70s, as you said. And man, it's gonna be regardless. It's gonna be definitely crazy to see that. As for the Spurs, like I know, like they just sold a 30-point lead in this most recent game, but they also don't have a lot of experience in their starting rotation, at least. So,
Like they've got
it's a
De'Aaron
lot of
Fox, who's in his
exactly,
prime
but like,
currently, and they've
yeah,
got I guess I'm trying to think. Is it? I think Jakob Pertl. He might be on a different. No, Jakob
oh,
Pertl.
I
I'm
don't
pretty
know.
sure is
Yeah,
with the Raptors. I could be wrong,
yeah, I'm pretty sure he is.
but my point being is like their entire starting lineup, besides De'Aaron Fox, is filled with players who are under the age of 28. There's not a single
Yes.
30-year-old on that starting lineup.
It's just a very inexperienced team. And, even the fact that they're in the finals right now and even though they did sell that 30-point lead, it's
It's a
also
learning experience. It's a
it's
learning
a
experience.
exactly. They're learning what the expectations are, like the pressure that's there, and it's gonna be interesting to see how they walk into to game 5 here for sure.
Yeah, I mean it's. I thought for a second I was like, is it game 5 or is it game 6? It's game
Yeah,
five.
what? Yeah,
You are
yeah.
right, but let me just add to this about the New York Knicks fans. Wemby got an egg thrown at him while he was trying to exit the arena.
Did not see that. I
He
did
got
not
an
see
egg
that.
thrown at him. One guy missed, and then he got pelted in the back of his head.
Oh my,
Hit him dead
jeez.
on.
That's yeah. It's gotta be. It's crazy, man. There's crazy things going on in New York.
We got crazy shit in New York now. We're gonna have fucking Sharon Noble 2.0 very soon. Mark my words. It is, or we are gonna have. Did you ever see the movie like 2011 or something like that?
I've heard of it. I don't
Heaven's
think I've
Gate
seen it though.
2011 or some shit.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've seen it though.
We're gonna either have that or we're gonna have the next coming fucking the Chernobyl accident. Whichever one comes, maybe even both, if we're lucky.
If we're lucky. Okay. Okay.
Um, but that's realistically all I have to say about the New York Knicks and just like the NBA Finals. Like I've been keeping up with it, even though Boston lost in the first round. To be fair, we had a roster that was centered around only Jaylen Brown, and we waited very, very patiently with Jason Tatum coming back from his ridiculed injury back, I think, over a year ago. And it was in the playoffs. I believe it was in the first round. He got injured, and that unfortunately what knocked us out because it threw us off balance. Obviously, because you lose such a huge star player like him. But the fact that we were, I think, the 3 seed in the playoffs alone this season, and for most of it was just without Jason Tatum alone, was insane. So I was not surprised that we got knocked out of the first round. It was just the fact that we had Tatum in before the playoffs. He got a few games in. I just think that it was very ridiculous on how they performed in the last few games before they got knocked out. So, but I mean, I guess one portion I would like to, brush up on is the fact that the Bulls started out 6-0 at one point.
Uh,
Where are they
yeah.
now?
Uh, let's say not in the greatest shape. They started off 6-0. They started off hot, and then
They were
it really came
6-5 when
down.
I went to that game against the Spurs.
Yeah, they were on a 5 game losing
They
streak at
lost
that point. It
five
was
straight, and then
yeah,
lost a sixth
yeah,
because I saw the Spurs win.
yeah. It definitely was not. It was a great start. You know, it was definitely
Wemby
great seeing all of
drained
it.
a fucking three from deep just to add insult
Hey,
to injury in the final seconds.
hey. To be fair, Wemby's an underrated shooter, though. Okay, cut him some.
He's not just underrated. He's like
He's a
the
great
one of the
shooter.
best shooters in the game right
He's a
now.
great shooter. He's a
That
great
man
shooter.
knocked down like
All
three
right.
straight at the beginning, went on a cold spell, started fucking draining him after he came out of the second half.
Man, you know, it's crazy. You got a 7'4" dude who's draining
You
threes.
can't guard that man.
You can't. That's insane. He's either driving in or he's draining a three. You know. You
Anyways,
know what? Never
on
mind. I can
to
understand the Knicks. I can
yeah,
understand why they're freaking out.
yeah, because you're guarding a fucking alien. Anyways, on to the next segment of our podcast. It is we're switching it up sports wise. It's the Reds. It's the Reds, the MLB.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, the last episode I had was about the Reds. We were first in the division in the NL Central. Our entire league was better than the AL Central. Like
Oh,
the worst team in the NL Central was better than the best team in the AL Central. Think about that. But remember, I mentioned for viewers at home, I mentioned that they had the worst batting average, or not the worst batting average. They had the worst bullpen, and then they had the second worst batting average when I mentioned the fact that they were first in the league at the start of May. They are now dead last in the NL Central. and, and keep in mind, I'm obviously throw some shade just to make myself feel a little bit better at the Cubs. They're currently third in the league. They were second initially, I'm pretty sure.
yeah. We were second, and then when you dropped, we were in first for a little bit, and then we dropped to third. Brewers and Cardinals came up out of nowhere, and well, actually, no, I would say Brewers came out of nowhere. Brewers were getting hot.
They were hot for a while. Like they were
They're
really
still.
good.
I
Even
mean, now
as
they're
like
pulling away.
even as the last team in the league in the NL Central. Like they were ridiculously. I loved watching them. I loved watching them because they have such young talent. Like obviously they don't really have the best veterans. They're considering calling a few players up, and obviously I can't name those players because I don't really know the Cardinals all that well, even though I should because they are like one of our least favorite teams as a Reds fan, and as a Cubs fan yourself, like you fucking hate that team.
Yeah, no, I don't like the Cardinals.
But
I wish I knew a
I
little
looked at
more.
the Pirates. They are pretty good too. And then
I
somehow we
mean,
got the Brewers. They were initially the worst team in the league come May, and now they're the best again.
yeah, I mean, if like going into this season, you were looking at it and you're like, most people were saying Cubs, Pirates competing for top of the division, Reds probably going to be in the middle, and then Brewers
Could have been
and
second to dead
yeah,
last, depending
yeah,
on how you looked
Brewers,
at it,
and then
because
Cardinals
the
were expected to
Cardinals
be
were in a
always at the
rebuilding
bottom.
stage. We did not expect this shit to happen.
No,
This is like the
and
craziest MLB season to
yeah,
ever occur, at least in my standards.
yeah, at least recent, definitely in recent memory, having. So I don't know if this is true anymore. I haven't looked at the standings recently, but even like when I looked a few days ago, every team in the NL Central was still above 500 winning, like record wise. That's insane for an entire division. I don't know how true that is now. If that's still being held up, but
I mean, Reds lost their most recent game against the Padres, and they lost a series, I believe.
mm,
However, they do play the Diamondbacks tomorrow. And
okay.
speaking of baseball, I'm going to brush up on this really quickly. Bombers, my alma mater, St. X, they play in the state championship against their biggest rival, Moeller, tomorrow. As of recording this, it's currently currently it's Friday because it's fucking midnight. It's midnight. But they play them technically today. Hopefully it pans out well. Editor, obviously show the score at the end. Like, just put up the score. But just wanted to obviously point that out really quickly. But the Reds currently in their division, if I can pull it up, I really hope I can. Yeah, standings. Brewers are first. The Cardinals are second.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh is in third. Cubs in fourth, and the Reds are in dead last. We are the only team in the NL Central, by the way, with a losing record.
Oh, so it is official. We do not have a team above 500 anymore. We now have a team who's below 500 in NL Central. But
Yeah.
it's crazy because at one point, I'm pretty sure that entire NL Central was just flipped the other way around. Reds were first, Cubs were second, Pirates were probably third at some point. Then you had the
You had
Cardinals
the
fourth,
Cardinals in
and then Brewers
in
last.
fourth, and then the Brewers in fifth, dead last.
Yeah,
I don't know how the
it's
hell that was
crazy.
possible.
Completely flipped. It's crazy.
Editor, can we do like a Naruto flashback? But yeah, and keep in mind, Ellie De La Cruz is currently injured right now. He is currently out for a few games, and it is very sad. But like, we don't have Hunter Green. Keep in mind, like the dude is still recovering from surgery. I believe he is still trying to go through physical therapy and all that sort of junk. Whatever you have to do. I can't really explain it because I've never been through it. I've never been on the team.
Yeah.
I'm not a Reds player. I'm
Yeah.
also not a medical staff. But it obviously takes some time through what he's going through. And unfortunately, we might be screwed for the rest of the season because I think we should prioritize picking up a bunch of pitchers. Like we should pick up a pitcher in the first round, a pitcher in the second, and maybe a reliever in the late rounds, obviously. But I'd also prioritize getting outfield too, just because we've got a pretty decent infield. Like we've got Eugenio Suarez, we've got Ellie De La Cruz, we've got Matt McLean, and we've got T.J. Friedel, all in the infield. And that is not exactly our problem. It's our outfield. And obviously, I know you haven't been keeping up with the Cubs as much, but can you at least explain to me what you think is the main issue with the team currently?
I would say we're not as I would say there's two main things. We're not as defensively strong as we were last year. And we're
Yep.
definitely not hitting as much as we were last year because that's just unsustainable. Like that's not going to be that's not going to happen every year, especially to that standard. We have players who have a bunch of slumps right now, and then we obviously have our pitching issue. We at one point, I don't know if you saw the graphic, we had a whole graphic of all the pitchers that were out there. We had so many of our starting pitchers, so many of our two key closers were out. Our main our main relievers were out. I don't know how many of them have come back, but like our pitching is still just it's not very good. We need to clean it up for
You
sure.
need essentially an overhaul.
Yes.
I can agree with that. Honestly, I've seen the Cubs play, and obviously there are times where they look absolutely amazing, but there are also times where they look absolutely fucking horrible.
Yeah. Yeah. As of late, especially. Yeah.
But let's move on from MLB and obviously brush up on something I guess we're a little bit more centralized around. Obviously, it's not something we're exactly like. Riley, you may not know about this, but Joe Burrow received a few days ago the first the franchise's first contract restructure in history. We are some
That's
petty
so.
motherfuckers.
Uh,
And I said this before and I'll say it again. They should not have paid Burrow that much money, especially when Burrow was not asking for much, because he literally said he wanted his teammates to also get paid so they didn't lose them.
yeah.
And now we're down
Yep.
Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I just want to gauge your thoughts on this because this is a stat I never knew about. I obviously knew that they have never. I don't think that the Bengals have ever traded out of the first round in franchise or I don't know how many times they've traded out of the first round. I think it's since the 80s or something like that, I believe. But it's interesting to say the least because you top that with the fact that they've never had a contract restructure in franchise history. Really boggles the mind.
Yeah. It's definitely something, never having one up, until this point, and then it's on Joe Burrow when he wasn't asking for that much in the first place. Definitely quite an interesting position for sure. It's definitely costed. I mean, as you said, Trey Hendrickson leaving and stuff. You got. I mean, I will say I do think your defense is gonna be better this year for sure.
Yeah.
You guys definitely put work into that. So I mean, I don't think you guys will feel the Trey Hendrickson loss as much, but I definitely think it's crazy that the restructure was the first one in franchise history used this year, was on this year, Joe Burrow, when he didn't ask for that much in the first place.
Yeah, and to be fair, we've in like going back to what you said, we did bolster our or we did add to our defense a ton.
Yeah.
We DJ Turner is looking really good. We got Boye Mafe. We got Jonathan Allen. We've got Bryant. I can never remember the dude's name. I struggled in it last video or in the last few videos. I am struggling with it right now. I'll
Well,
come
don't
back to it.
forget, you also have Shamar Stewart, your boy, Shamar Stewart. Don't forget about him. um you know, Shamar Stewart was their first round draft pick that had not even one sack.
Why did you mention that man's name? That man played 8 games.
Hey, maybe he's looking good this year,
Oh my God! Shut up. Well, I mean, I'll give him credit because he is now paired up with Cassius Howell, our second round pick, who
Yeah.
SEC Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Give
So
the man
definitely
credit
some
where
value in
credit
the
is due.
second round.
Amazing pickup for the Bengals in the draft alone. And all right, back to what I was talking about before I had to get some refreshments because I clearly did not anticipate the fact that I should have drank some water after the fact that I had, an energy blended drink. Delicious. Anyways, back to my point. We have added so many defensive players such as Dexter Lawrence, Brian Cook, DJ Turner. We DJ Turner's been getting better. We had Kyle Duggar for a 1-year deal, just to, I guess, build some depth around our safety room. We added Cassius Howell to at least help Shamar Stewart because he was actually his teammate back at Texas A&M, and Cassius Howell actually won SEC Defensive Player of the Year this past year, which is amazing, and it was an amazing pickup for us, quite frankly, because it was so early in the second round. I think I anticipated him going in the first in my mock draft. I could be very much wrong, but I was anticipating us going for somebody like editor, aka me. Please put up the Texas player I'm thinking about, the Texas linebacker. Rylan probably can't think of him.
I probably
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think I got it.
Or you know what? I could probably look him up. Rylan, obviously you can elaborate on what you saw in the Bengals offense and defense last year and just like how comparable it is to what we've added while I look this up.
I was gonna say your guys' offense was flying like last year. I mean, you guys were definitely getting the points. You guys just couldn't keep the other team from also scoring set amount of points. So
Yeah.
I think definitely the step up on defense. You guys definitely bolstered that defense. I'm very interested in the Bengals this year. I want to see how they will perform, especially since that defense, like, because you had the Bears Bengals game, you know, even just last year. And that was a crazy game just because neither side could play defense. So now
Just so
the
I bring this back up, this is the second time this fucking guy has mentioned it.
I'm not meaning it like that, but that's like the best game that I've definitely like that is like the
That's like the
game that I've
picture
seen of the
perfect example
Bengals.
of like how bad our defense was.
Yeah.
We
And
also
well, I
lost
mean,
against the
I
Jets,
think
by the way.
I forgot about that. I definitely
I
forgot
didn't.
about
I
that.
didn't. I didn't.
Yeah, you guys snapped their losing streak, right? I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that we
That's
did.
oh,
I am not proud of it.
hey, hey, you know what? It's all right because like this year, I want to see what your guys' defense can do because like even if they show slight improvement, the Bengals are going to have a better year overall, just through slight improvement on defense.
Yeah.
There won't be nearly as much of a passing threat. You did lose Trey Hendrickson, obviously, but like I still feel like you added Dexter Lawrence, which definitely applies so much interior pressure that like your line. I'm not really worried about. I want to see how you guys do with the pass protection, definitely. So
There was also something funny I noticed. Oh, also before I mention this, the player I was talking about was Anthony Hill Jr. He is a versatile stud out of Texas, and genuinely,
mm,
we could have picked him, but we didn't. But that's fine. We obviously had different issues to address. Which one of them was linebacker, which we could have really picked up with him. But it's fine. I'm not complaining or anything like that. We still had some pretty solid picks. But the one thing I wanted to touch up on with the draft itself, every single team in the AFC North besides the Bengals in the first round, they all took an O lineman. There
really.
it was Spencer Fano.
Hmm.
It
Yeah,
was
it was.
um uh, Vega Ioane, Ova Vega Ioane,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
then let me look up the Steelers' first round pick. I guarantee you he's going to pop out. Yeah, Max Ehenacre in the
I
late
did
first.
not realize that. I did not
Yeah, they
realize
all
that.
took an O lineman. Obviously, the Browns had a second pick which was obviously Casey Conception, I believe,
Yeah.
who is a stud in his own right. But every single AFC North team besides the Bengals, who obviously didn't have a first round pick, like I said, because we got Dexter Lawrence out of that. Not like it would have been any useful to us because we're dog shit at drafting players besides, offensive studs. But my point being is that they're afraid of our defense. It feels like because we have an insane D line now with Dexter Lawrence, B.J. Hill, Shamar Stewart, or actually, I forgot to mention Miles Murphy had an insane breakout year last year, and he's only going up
Oh
from
yeah.
here. One of the most underrated defensive players right now, in general, besides J.C. Horn. That nobody ever talks about that man. I swear to God. Free my man
Yeah.
J.C. Horn. Give that man recognition.
Yeah.
um, I've been saying it for years now. I swear. I swear. People have who know me, I swear to God, I've talked about this man like he's the next coming of Christ. I swear to God. Uh, but my point being is that we have an amazing D line now. It may not
Mhm.
look like it. We may need to patch up something. I think, and we freed up at least 10 million with the contract restructure for Joe Burrow. We could pick up Bobby Wagner. He's still there,
Mm.
and he's still pretty good. I will admit he's not as
Yeah.
good as he used to be, but he's a veteran that we could consider picking up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot he was even there still.
Yeah, so did I.
I mean, if you guys went that route, that'd definitely be an interesting
It would definitely be an
that would be an
interesting
interesting
pickup.
one. Yeah. I could see it.
But aside from the Bengals, I'm gonna obviously address the very last portion of this podcast episode, which is the Bears. Of course. Rylan, do you wanna
Yeah.
maybe explain the whole sort of the whole situation with the Bears right now?
Yeah, so there's a lot about the Bears right now. You have obviously the big one. The Bears will not be playing in Illinois anymore. They will be playing in what is it, Hammond, Indiana?
Yeah.
They'll be playing in Hammond, Indiana now. I am not the biggest fan of this, obviously, because I would love to just keep the team in Chicago. I feel like you have a lot of like it's just like there's so much support there. I know that there was the whole issue with the
Funding.
money not working out, funding, exactly. So you just couldn't get it into Arlington Heights even, which was the goal. And I just feel like having a team for I know that the what is it the the Jets and Giants, don't they play in New Jersey, right?
Yeah, they play in New
Yeah,
Rutherford.
yeah. So they don't even play in their state, but like I don't know how to
And
feel
to
about
be
this because like
fair, the
it's
Rams don't play in Los Angeles. They play in
yeah.
I it's not Anaheim, it's I can't remember.
Hmm, I didn't know that one. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
the Rams don't play in Anaheim. I'm gonna look up, but you keep talking.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like since the Chicago Bears have been there so long, Soldier Field, that's such a staple. It was just, I think that loss is just really big. So, I mean, just and especially since it's an extra 30 minutes away from where Soldier Field is located. So let's say you're coming from the uh the west side of Illinois, that's an extra drive for you. North, south even. The only way that it benefits you is if you're somehow in Chicago. Even then, you're still adding 30 minutes to a drive. So you're adding time to a drive regardless just to get to Hammond, Indiana to support the Chicago
I
Bears.
mean, on the bright side, they are literally right next to East Chicago. So if you live right next to if you live in East Chicago, you are fine. But if you live in other parts of Chicago, it may be a little bit worse depending on where you are
Yeah.
located. Like North Chicago, it's obviously different and stuff because
Mhm.
East Chicago is right on the edge of Illinois and bordering Indiana, which is why I say it's right next to Hammond.
Yeah.
But it's not all bad because then again, there are teams who play in different parts of the state that they play in, but not the same city. Such as the Rams, I just looked it up. They play in Inglewood. They play in Inglewood, California,
Mhm.
and which is more close to Anaheim. And the Angels, they play in Anaheim, even though they're called the Anaheim. They were called the Anaheim Angels at one point. Now they're called the Los Angeles Angels for fuck knows what reason.
Bigger city, I
Um,
guess.
there is also, like you said, the Jets and the Giants. They both play in New Rutherford. They share a stadium. They play in MetLife Stadium, I believe. And it's something. It is definitely something to think about as a
Hmm.
Bears fan, as a Illinois fan. I'm obviously not one of those. You are, so I can only
Yeah.
imagine what you could be thinking right now. But technically,
Yeah.
it is closer because you live further down in
Yeah.
Illinois. But
Yeah.
so it would be less of a drive. Just what much of a difference would it make in general?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you can get by it just because there are so many teams that technically don't play where they are instated at. So, I mean, I feel like it's like I think it's made to be more of a bigger deal than it actually is because like there's still gonna be the Chicago Bears. It's gonna be the same team, same organization. It's just different location. So I mean, I know more people are more upset about it than I am. I would have loved to keep it in Illinois, but I mean, hey, it's all
You're
right.
not really losing too much just by moving like a
Yeah.
few inches across the
Yeah.
border into Indiana. People, every like a lot of sports teams do it just because of the fact
Yeah.
that they just can't put it in. I mean, to be fair, for New York, it makes sense. It makes sense why they can't build a
Yeah.
stadium in New York City. That place is massive, and it is every single building has a purpose there. So, and you also don't want to destroy any residential areas because it is the most populated city in the United States. And I guess it also makes sense why Los Angeles isn't at, like literally home to the Rams or the Chargers, and it's why Inglewood was the setting stone for SoFi Stadium when it was being built, because of the fact that there's 30 million people in Los Angeles. It's why we complain about LA traffic so much. But other than obviously the Bears moving to Hammond, Indiana, there was another thing because for this graphic, obviously, Caleb Williams is, on this graphic right now. Can you talk a little bit about Caleb Williams and what we both found out, what kind of got leaked?
You know, I will say, I
I'm
was as
baffled.
surprised. I was as surprised as anyone to see him as the cover athlete for
Madden
Madden.
27.
Yeah. So, okay, I understand. Like last year was
He
a
had a great
whole
year. He had a
thing.
great year.
Well, even like, okay, so here's my thing. Here's my thing with it. He has a great year based on clutch moments. There's like every single win felt like it was coming out of the fourth quarter. You weren't winning and then you came in and you won in the fourth quarter. So like you have like that's kind of like hero archetype being built
You
for
have to
Caleb
show a lot
Williams
more
here.
leadership other than just one quarter of play.
Exactly. And then my other issue is he still hasn't even broke our 4,000-yard mark.
Yeah, yeah. That's
And
what
he's
pisses.
going on the
That's
cover
what makes
athlete.
me mad.
He's
You're passing up Matthew Stafford, MVP, could potentially win the Super Bowl this year with.
yes.
And that's the other one. That's the other thing
Mhm.
that I want to go over. But
Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, because I was insanely surprised. Don't get me wrong. I thought the cover was really cool, a really cool cover. But I just don't think this year was the year to do it. If there's a year to
it could
do
have been
it,
next
it's
year.
definitely down the line. Down the line, even like when he breaks the 4,000-yard mark, when he has a really good season, when the Bears go deep into the postseason. I know they won a game in the postseason against the Packers,
But
but
like if
like
they win the
you
AFC
know,
Championship, the divisional,
e-
they
exactly.
make big statement wins and they actually start blowing other teams out of the water essentially. And it
Yeah.
doesn't just start in the fourth quarter; it starts late in the first.
Well, there's another issue. The team that they lost to was the Rams. Matt Stafford was there.
How
He
about them
went
apples?
further. He went further than Caleb Williams in the playoffs. I was really surprised to see it. I mean, like I said, love the cover, but I don't think this is the right time. I think you could have put Miles Garrett on the cover. He broke the sack record this year. You could have put Matthew Stafford with crazy MVP year with the Rams this year. You could even put someone like Sam Darnold on it this year. I mean, I think he had a great year with Seattle. I mean, obviously, like he helped them out to get to the championship, even though a lot of it was on their defense. He actually, they won the Super Bowl in the end, and like there was a point where he wasn't he wasn't wanted in Minnesota. He was expected to be under JJ McCarthy until he got injured. Made in a whole year flipped his entire career around even. So I mean, I could have seen an argument for any three of those guys being on the cover athlete. I mean, you even had JSN who could have been on it too with that monster year he had.
Yeah, but when you when your award gets miswritten, I feel as if it's kind of
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
how the hell do you even
regardless,
do that, man?
yeah, that is one of the
Like, I get it.
that
His
is one of the
name
most
is not the
hilarious
easiest to
things.
spell, but like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
If they get it right on the jersey, surely they can get it embroidered correctly on the damn trophy he earned, fair and square.
Yeah. I mean, there's another issue. I think one of the things should go to someone who earns a trophy that year.
Yes,
Or
yes.
so,
Any
you
award.
know, any award, I feel like just kind of, you know, pushes Caleb Williams this season aside there for that cover athlete privilege, I feel like. So
You know, why not
that's
just
my
put
take.
Luther Burden on the cover?
You know what? We might as well toss Shamar Stewart on the cover at this point, you know? Hey, big year.
I don't have high hopes for that man. Okay, don't don't try and give me hope this early, please.
I just find it funny.
I am slowly becoming a D1 Shamar Stewart hater.
You already were since draft night.
Shit, you're right. Oh my god, you still remember that?
Of
That
course I
video
do.
project I did?
Uh, hey,
I wish I still had that video. Unfortunately, I got a new
hey,
phone and I had to save storage and shit.
hey, being there for when they drafted Shamar Stewart, that's a core memory right there. That's a top.
It's not
That
a
was
memory
like
I want to keep.
you almost split your desk in half over Shamar Stewart.
I
It was
really did.
amazing.
I
It
actually
was
broke
hilarious.
part of my laptop. I can show it right now. Hang on.
All over Shamar Stewart.
You can see the fucking, and then
I didn't know it was that bad. All because of
and then
Shamar
the
Stewart.
And remember,
Anyways, I
it
will.
didn't work
Yeah,
after that. It didn't work properly. Like, it was like tabbing in and out of shit.
I will. I will never. I will not bring up Shamar Stewart again. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I brought up
You
some
will
trash.
never bring up that man's name in a podcast.
I won't. I won't. I won't.
But speaking of Miles Garrett, we are. Okay, so with a little bit of editing, the last portion of our podcast is obviously, the other elephant in the room. It's the Browns trading Miles Garrett. And you want to know what I read yesterday?
Hmm.
I read
What'd you read?
a story back in, I believe, April of 2026, a
Mhm.
sports news story of the fact that the Browns were very adamant about keeping Miles Garrett and not trading him at all. They were very
Yeah.
stern on the decision, which meant they had
Yeah.
no intentions of doing it.
I mean, I agree with I agree, and I see why. I mean, Miles Garrett just had a crazy year. He broke
And the
the
Rams
sack
were going to win
record,
it all.
obviously, and the Rams now are a very stacked team. But I can also understand why the Browns would do this trade. You're getting significantly younger at Jared Verse. You're getting significantly younger to pair with obviously a younger core that you got going on right now.
And you know what?
Don't know
I can
how it's
kind of
going to be, but
understand it, too. Yeah.
mhm. I mean the draft capital even too. You got a ton of draft capital for that trade. So you got Jared Verse, you got a ton of draft capital that you can utilize towards your future. I mean, I can see why it wasn't mentioned that they were going to do the trade in April, but man, or they were very adamant on holding out, but that's a great package.
Yeah, I mean, and I will point this out. It could have been Byron Young, but then again, I saw the man's
Mhm.
age. That he's only, by the way, keep in mind, this man has only been in the league for 3 years, going on his
Mhm.
fourth now. He's 28.
Byron Young's 28.
Yes, look it up.
Oh, I did not know that. I mean, I can't look it up now, but I will definitely look.
Yeah,
I
I
will
don't know
definitely
why I
look that
said
up.
that.
But I did not know he's 28 years old. I mean, I could see why they definitely because Jared
And
Verse is
comparing
what? That
it
was
to a
his second year.
25-year-old Jared Verse, it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
But Jared Verse, in I believe, his first little interview or press conference with, I guess, Browns media and just general NFL media, he stated that he is this trade. He does not want this trade to look like he was a replacement. He wants to
Hmm.
build his own career and build his own story and make it seem like this trade wasn't just to, move around a few things and to seem like a little bit of a key piece, a starting little piece, like he's useless or anything. This man won Defensive Rookie of the Year, and he's just improved ever since then. Now, the draft picks that they it was very interesting. They the Browns also received a 2027 first round pick, a 2028 second round pick, and by the way, God forbid Rams having first round picks. I mean, it's fucking it's non-existent at this point.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
why we keep manifesting it into existence. But then the other one is the fact that they have a compensationary third round pick in 2029. And what's interesting about this one is that if Myles Garrett ever gets traded at all during this season, this upcoming season, to specifically an AFC North team, this turns into a first round pick.
Interesting.
I
That's
don't
a
know
crazy
how that
jump, but
works,
that
but
is so specific.
yeah, yeah. I'm thinking like they swap they like swap, or they don't swap. They probably just take the Rams' first round pick instead of their third.
I
That's
mean, yeah,
kind of what I'm
probably.
thinking is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably just a swap between the third and the first.
yeah. I mean, I've obviously seen compensationary picks, but I've never seen one to this degree. I mean, the only one I can remember that was like kind of like similar to it was the Carson Wentz trade. Was like if he
Oh,
got released and he got, I think, traded to from Eagles to Indy. I think if he got released before the fact, which is why he wasn't released afterwards, or during the regular season, was because of the fact that I think they would have to fork over a third round pick to the
oh, really?
Eagles, an extra third round
Okay.
pick, just because of it. So it
Hmm.
wasn't it. It was one of those picks to where it's like they didn't have to give it, only if their terms were met. I don't know
Yeah.
how you negotiate those kind of deals, but it's
Well,
interesting to say the least.
I was gonna say the Miles Garrett one specifically, where he has to go back to an AFC North team.
Specifically, an AFC North team, it could be the Bengals. Very unlikely, based on our cap situation. Obviously, we spent a lot of it. We still have 10 million to work with, but I highly doubt we can get anything done with it. The Steelers also very unlikely. Or no, they could be pretty likely. I just don't see either the Ravens or the Bengals. I could see them going back to the Browns or something. I actually know what. Never mind.
Browns coming home party.
No. Oh. Another thing I'd like to add: we got the shit scared out of us because of one man possibly returning to the Rams as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Aaron Donald. Oh my gosh, yeah, dude. I'm telling you,
You know what? You know what? Just in case, let me open up my closet.
oh no. I mean, the whole Aaron Donald thing. Oh no.
I've got this man's jersey ready to
Hey,
go.
wow, that's
I've got
an
the
awesome
new
jersey to
Rams
have.
uniform jerseys without the gradient and stuff like that, but I got his jersey in general ready, just in
Hey,
case he comes back.
I mean, if that were to happen, that would be insane. Just because this is literally that's one of the teams of all time. 100%. You have a crazy stacked offense, which was proven last year through Matthew Stafford, who's aging, but like he only seems like he gets better
He's
with
only
age.
35. Keep in mind, this man's only 35.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's pushing 40. He's like 38, 39.
I will
He's
look this up
he's
right
up
now.
there.
I swear to God.
I'm pretty positive. I'm pretty positive he's pushing 40.
35.
Is he not? He's only 35. I could have
Yeah.
swore he was. Matthew Stafford's 35.
No, Matthew Stafford, I'm pretty sure is 38.
Oh, I was talking about Matthew Stafford.
Oh
You're
my
talking about Aaron
god.
Donald. You're talking about Aaron Donald. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, Aaron Donald. By the way, could just like he was done really early. Like he
Yeah.
could 100% come
Yeah.
back. I think you're talking about Matthew Stafford. Sorry, my bad. I was like, I'm pretty sure he's 38, 39. No, yeah, but even if he could like captain that offense, you know, and like even like a portion as much as he did last year, if Aaron Donald were to come back, that defense is insane. You have an insanely stacked offense. That is one of the teams of all time, 100%. If obviously, even without Aaron Donald, it's probably one of the teams of all
Have
time
you
right there.
seen that man's physique on Instagram?
Yes.
That
Where he's
dude
saying it's
is fucking jacked still.
yes.
He has not slowed down. Like
It's
the
insane.
fact that he only had like 5 sacks his last year, he was just like, yeah, no, I'm not really in my prime anymore. Bro, you're still putting up like really good numbers.
Yes.
You're
Yes.
still like you are very intimidating to any offensive lineman, dude. Still. Like people
Yeah.
still fear you even when you're retired. How is that physically possible?
Exactly. I mean, just it's crazy. It's crazy what the Rams got going on right now. Granted, hopefully that's only for a year or two, unless they finally unless they figure out a way to squeeze out of that whole thing they're going to be in a year or two, because we all know that that's going to be a terrible situation as soon as this is over. Um, I
Well, I
mean,
mean, they
it's
do have, Ty Simpson. I don't want to throw any shade on Ty Simpson. We don't know what the dude is capable of at the NFL level.
yeah,
He is literally backing up as a rookie the MVP
yeah.
with a stacked offense. When this is all said and done with, if Puka gets his contract extension like he should be, that dude might be one of the better quarterbacks in the league if he does decide to commit himself fully and decides to put his entire life on the line for the team like he said.
I mean, well, I don't think Ty Simpson's the issue. It's just the team has gotten so much older over the last few years.
Yes,
They've
it is
just gotten
definitely one of the
older
older
and
teams in the league.
older. Oh, I think they're probably pushing the oldest team in the league at this point. I mean, I know Steelers were up there for a while. Like Steelers are still probably up there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They're really old
Steelers.
too.
It could also be. I wouldn't say Packers, but considering their O linemen, their defensive players as well. I could also argue maybe Seahawks.
I feel
No,
like the
no,
Seahawks is
no, no.
pretty young.
They have younger
I'd say they're
talent. They
pretty
have
young.
younger talent.
It's
Uh,
definitely very interesting though that
yeah.
they are like they're all in, and then I'm I would love to see the Rams go into it again. It would be awesome because like they've obviously Miles Garrett, he was on the rounds oh my gosh, on the Browns the entire time. I would love to see him get a ring, especially because
And I
he
think the
is
Rams are
an
genuinely a
amazing
team
player.
that people want to see actually succeed and win the Super Bowl again. I understand people threw shade initially when the Rams initially won in 2021 or 2022 technically was the year.
Mhm.
But the 2021 season with the fact that they added so many core pieces, they were so desperate to win and all that sort of stuff, and they added Von Miller, they added, I believe, they added who was another big player that they added. They obviously added Matthew
I
Stafford, but they
remember.
added OBJ. They
Uh,
added a very aging
oh,
Deshaun Jackson. A lot of people forgot about that.
I did forget about Deshaun Jackson. I
Yeah,
forgot about
he was
that.
very
Yeah.
temporary on the Rams. Like I
Forgot
think he
about
only played
OBJ
two
for that
games.
little bit too. I'll say
Yeah,
that OBJ for a little bit too.
yeah. But yeah, it's definitely something because like this entire team was gradually built. It initially started out as like one of the worst Super Bowl drought teams, post Super Bowl, into gradually what is now considered one of the best team, if not the best team in the league
Yeah.
right
It's
now.
it's definitely crazy. It's crazy. That team
But
is deadly.
yeah, but anyways, Rylan, I wanted to thank you so much for coming on to another episode of RSL. It was very nice to have you on. Do you want to say anything before we head out?
I mean, no, just I mean, thank you for having me. Obviously looking forward to that merch coming out, that's gonna be great to see. Otherwise, no, thank you for having me.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Hopefully, we get a IRL episode soon. Like I said,
Yeah.
it could definitely, you know, uh, just automatically go into existence depending on what our schedules look like. However, that will be all for us for this episode of RSL. I want to thank you guys all for so much for bearing with me and getting everything set up. A new intro, as you guys saw, a new sponsor, our first sponsor, and new merchandise that is finally releasing. And this was about a month in the making, and I am very proud of where this podcast is right now, and it's only up from here. So thank you guys so much for watching episode 11, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Later.